It is now time to clear some of the mystery behind the main method. You have been writing the header of the main method knowing that if you want to execute a program, the execution will start from main. However, we have not explained all these words that we put in at the header. What we are now going to focus and what we will unreveal is the meaning of the parenthesis. What is the parameter that we provide to main? And that parameter, you can now see that it is an array of strings. That's why we write string and then the square brackets. This variable, the args variable, is initialized when we run our program, when we give the command to run our program. We have the possibility to provide a space-separated list of words on the command line. Let me show you an example of what exactly we mean with space-separated words that we provide on the command line. This is the familiar terminal window where we have been compiling and running programs many times. We compile them with javac and assume that I have a program called args.java that I want to run. What does it mean that we're going to provide a list of words on the command line? It means that when we want to run it, after we type the command java and then the name of the program, we're going to supply a list of arguments. For example, we could say first, second, third, fourth, etc. Now, this particular program that we have written, the args.java, what it is going to do is print the number of arguments we supplied and then say each specific index of the args array, each specific element of the args array, what value does it have? It will print that value on the screen, and you can see that it matches the order in which we have provided the values with the indices of the args array. So like we saw in this example, args of 0 will always store the first argument that we provide. In args of 1, the second argument, and in general, args of I will have the ith argument that we provide in the command line. If we would like to know the number of arguments that the user of the program provides on the command line, then we can use the args.length. Notice here that length does not have a pair of parentheses. It is not like the length method of the string class. Here length is a variable, which denotes the length of the array. It has nothing to do with the string class. Here is the args program that we just ran at the command line. Let's take a look. It is really very simple. The first thing that it does is to print something. And what is that? It prints the length of the args array, how many arguments we provided on command line. And then inside the for loop, it has a printf statement where it is printing at the index position, at where the I variable, at the index position of the array, what is the value. So what is the args of I? And how does it do that? It has a loop that goes from the very first element of the array, which will be 0, until 1 before the length of the array. So it will print until the args of length -1. Now, if we try to run this program, let's go ahead and do that, we will see that it runs as if we provided no arguments. And this is exactly what we actually did. What if we want to provide arguments, however, just as we did with the command line? How can we do that through the IntelliJ IDEA environment? You can click from the menu, the Run menu item, and then Edit Configuration, or you can click the shortcut which will bring this window that you see on your screen, which will actually be through which you will be able to edit again the configuration. So let's go and edit the configuration for this program, and you will see there is a program arguments text box where we can, for instance, say first, second, third, fourth, etc. And that these we want to be our program, these we want to be the arguments for the program. And then you see that the program will actually get those arguments and will print as it should in correspondence with the input.